what I want to talk about first, which is this idea of letting go, right? Which I'm sure we've heard about or thought about in other areas of life. But we're going to make mistakes. And it's like, when I make a mistake on the kit, I usually just laugh about it because it's like, oh yeah, whatever, made a mistake. You know, most people in the audience probably won't even notice, right? So why spend all this time beating yourself up about something that no one really knows except for you? It's a good mental note, right? It's like, okay, cool, I made a mistake at this part. I'll remember that for next time, you know? But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. I'm not gonna, you know, let it drag me down or bum me out or ruin my day or anything like that. And I think that that's a big topic because I run into students, I run into other people in bands that I get to tour with who, even my bandmates, they worry so much about making a mistake, hitting a wrong note on the guitar or forgetting a rhythm or forgetting a lyric. And it like gives them so much anxiety leading to the show. And if they actually make the mistake, it ruins the rest of their night. And it's like, man, we're gonna do this again tomorrow. And and frankly, like if someone did notice, it's like, oh, cool. They notice that we're human. Everybody makes mistakes. And it's just more than, it's a lesson for more than just the drum kit, right? We make mistakes, you learn from them, but you don't wallow in them, hopefully. You don't stay too long in there. So I'm gonna talk more about letting go in a second, but yeah, did you ever?
Do you ever improvise?
I do, yeah, and I'll talk about that as we get into this a little bit later. That song just doesn't, I don't consider that song to have too much space for improvisation. But I think, you know, I see a lot of drummers play, a lot of musicians in general, or people doing any kind of, you know, performance art, you know, they're in their own heads a lot. And you can see that. You can see when that's happening. You know, I don't know if anybody used to watch like American Idol or The Voice or whatever those shows are, but you'd hear like Simon Cowell be like, it's a little stiff, or, you know, you look like you're thinking too much, or whatever choice of words he would use. But that's a real thing. And I think the thing that people connect with more than the accuracy of a part or whether there's a mistake or not is the emotion and is the ability to just let go and have fun. If I'm sitting up there rigid and stiff, so you're not a drummer, but you probably would notice if I looked uncomfortable. You might not be able to put your finger on what it is, but you'd be like, there's just something off. You know, whether it's he looks really stiff and rigid or doesn't really look like a pro or whatever, you know, something like that. You'd probably be able to notice it even if you weren't a professional in that area. And that's because I think human emotion is something that we all just know. Like, you know, we're all humans. We recognize different emotions, different energies, different vibes from people. And that, to me, is like the most important thing to figure out on the kit. And it's way easier than we think. We just have to be okay with making a fool of ourselves. And that's really it. In university, I took Acting 101. And I don't know why I even took that class because I'm not an actor. But the first thing the teacher made us do was get in a circle, and each one of us in front of this whole group of people we didn't know, it's like 40 people in the class, had to do these different embarrassing things. I was told I had to pretend that I was a newborn baby crying on the floor because I wet my diaper and I needed a diaper change. So that class was great because, I mean, with drumming, I was already kind of out of that comfort zone already, and I was comfortable doing what I'm talking about. But in a room full of people I didn't know, not on the drums, there's pretty girls here, I'm going to get on the floor and make a fool out of myself. But like when I did it, it was like, oh, okay, this is like a life lesson. It's like, it's okay to just kind of be a goofball and kind of have fun with things and let go of what other people are going to think, because at different points in life, everybody has to do these kinds of things, you know, in whatever area of work they have.